Good morning, my friends, and thank you for coming to visit me for another shave. Today's shave is brought to you by, wondered where I put it, Noble Otter, Texaus. And today we are doing another shave with the Gillette, what was it, Heritage Series. It's their new razor. That's this right here. And we're lathering with a vintage strong set brush, Badger. And we have a safety cat down here wanting attention. Say hi to the gang, huh? Yeah? Yeah, well, say hi. I'm not going to open the window though. And she's a little miffed at that, so she's kind of camped out over here on the side. And is hollering at me. So, we'll get to work here while she'll stay on post. This strong set is a heirloom piece, kind of, sort of. When we were kids, this was in a desk drawer upstairs at my grandmother's house, and we would play. And there was, this is, in those days, this had a boar, really long boar bristles, and it came out and went off to one side. When my grandmother passed away, I ended up with that desk. Boy, it was a big honking oak thing. Had to weigh 600-700 pounds. It was 4 feet deep and about 7 feet wide, and solid oak. And anyway, this brush was in there, and I reknotted it. Now this knot isn't glued in; it's just friction holding it in. I was testing to see if it would fit, and this collar grabbed it and pulled it in, and I couldn't get it apart without tearing it apart. So I said, well, I guess you've got a new home. And it's been there a couple of years now. People are blowing kind of hot and cold about the Heritage Series razor. And it's not a super speed. No, it's not. And it's not a fat boy. No, it's not. But it's a solid performer. It's a now it's gone from me. It's a stock head. Just a. They did go far enough to have the handle recreated. Had that done. And maybe next time they'll do something a little bit more. I feel strong that this represents a toe into the waters of wet shaving. And they selected a pretty good performing head, which it is. And with the resources that they had on hand, they probably had a couple of hardcore wet shavers there in the shaving division there, Procter & Gamble. And they pitched to their bosses on ideas, is let's there's a growing market out there for traditional shaving gear. Let's throw them a bone, because we still own factories that manufacture about 60-75% of their blades. So maybe we should at least occasionally offer a razor to use those. Keep us in the game, because hell, they're doing the blades, and that's where their profit is. So the bosses said, well, okay, you go and do a limited, we'll give you this much money, and you go and do a project, and do what you say you're going to do. And so they did, and they didn't have money to or a budget to manufacture a brand new design. Oh yes, I'm using a Wizamet blade. I almost forgot, which is also made by Procter and Gamble, Gillette. So some folks feel like Gillette left the DE business, but they didn't. They're still making blades. This is a nice mild razor. And that's the first offering that they put their name on. Probably on a shoestring budget, because the bosses, it's a corporation, they didn't want to go diving head first into anything, because they sold off all their in-house manufacturing for razor stuff decades ago. So anything that we're going to get, at least for the next 10-20 years, is going to be something that they farmed out. And I think they did a pretty good job this time, and this razor does a pretty good job. And the soap, well, it's Noble Otter. You can't go wrong there. The fragrance of the soap, I can't really tell what it is. It's very mild. That and my sniffer is shot from having that sinus cold that everybody else has been getting. I don't know how I got it. I'm sequestered here in the house most of the time, but I still got it. And dang, are these blades nice. I shared a box with a monkey. I'm darn tempted to buy another box just while they're still available. But then what would I do with, 375 blades? That's enough. I'll expire before I use them all. When I started wet shaving, my father probably did the same thing, because I found a box of blades. They had rusted into a solid chunk of blade. That would have been real interesting to send off to Sean or somebody who could take a whole box full of razor blades and forge them into a blade. That would have been pretty darn neat, but I didn't know you guys at that time, so sorry I didn't send you all that metal. Well, that's three passes, and I can tell right now that I'm, if not at BBS, pretty darn close. This is going to dry down. So I got a really good shave out of that razor with the help of the soap. Let's see how we did as far as irritation and stuff. Oh, none. I don't even have that little zing that tells you I've been exfoliated. I get that with the Vector, but this is giving me nothing. No problems at all. Naysayers can say what they like, but whatever model the head of this Heritage Series is derived from or is farmed out from, it does a pretty good job. And I think the fellas at Gillette did a pretty good job with it for a first time out in decades. So here's to you guys. Thank you. I'm going to do a quick cleanup, just kind of clear things up, and I'll be back with final thoughts.
America wakes up with Skin Bracer.
Thanks. I needed that.
Skin Bracer is the morning aftershave. Its skin tightener and chin chillers can help you come out smoking.
Thanks. I needed that.
Well, thank you for waiting. That didn't take near as long as I thought. Today's truly, it really did end up, I ended up with a baby butt smooth shave. Not quite grail. If I'd done a fourth pass, I'd be a grail shave, but don't feel like chasing it today. It is brought to you by Noble Otter Texaus. Stay. And featured Gillette Heritage Series. I guess I'll call it Gillette Heritage Series 1 because it's the first one that's come out, using a Wizamet blade. And we used a strong set vintage brush with the Badger bristles. We're following up. We've got little Thayer's medicated. I haven't gotten out and got a replacement so that I can save this for poison ivy and chafing and whatnot. I use that over the summer. And what to use for an aftershave? I had one picked out, and then it went. That went awry because I was going to use Clubman. I had a little bit of their special reserve left, but then left. Okay, here it is. I'll use Brute. Just because it's here. So that's today's shave. Thanks to Gillette for coming back to the market, at least testing the waters. I applaud them on their effort, and hope they come back with another Christmas release for next year. They can count on me to pick one up if it becomes available. I'll collect them. And I am Major Rich on the Shaving Cadre, and you could see me there in the video section, along with many others. There's a lot of us call them vloggers If you're seeing me on YouTube, I'm in Rich Shaves there. Like and subscribe. You can share me with your friends. You can't share me, but you can share the video. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.